Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be well, not really talking, we're going to be showing you how to write a perfect testimonial. And first off, what is a testimonial? Well, basically, what a testimonial does is that it's a story or just some form of a case study where you show past quote unquote success stories that will influence someone else to buy, particularly in the VSL. So the ways you can have a story is have a before and after story. You can have a this is my this is personally my go-to, but you can also just talk number talk slash spam. This is what I like to call it, where if you ever see a person just spam numbers like, oh, Brian got 100K in a year, or Macy made 30K a month, and then Trevor makes 20K a month, and Arnov makes 50,000 a year, or no, 50K a month, or something like that. That's just number talk. On and apart from those, I don't. There's not really many other types of testimonials, as well, not good ones at least. So today we're just going to focus on before and after. And to understand this, how to write a really good testimonial, you need to understand their dream life, their pain points, and that's basically it. So, so to write their dream life, it's going to be pretty simple, right? So today we're just going to do a hypothetical. We're writing for um, a course on how to drop ship, drop shipping course, around around $1,000 cost. So it's not going to be cheap. Established creator, yeah, something like that. Okay, and let's say this creator is like on Instagram, socials, business. The type of customers, right? The type of customers that he has, they're first of all, they're very they're probably a quote unquote hustler, right? So they're probably going to be very hardworking or ambitious or just um, I don't know, maybe interested in business, and then their age. I typically like to do their age, 20s to 30s seems about right. No gender preferences. No work preferences. Preferably working 9 to 5 job, or just any job that sucks. And something else, they like following trends, because the main the main selling point of dropshipping is that it's very trendy, right? So this is just all hypothetical, right? This is what I this is what I got from the customers based on the little information that we have. Of course, if this were an actual client, we would literally go through his comments and his um, most engaging followers, and then we're gonna look through them, see what type of people they are, and then note them down. So now we have a testimonial. Now we need a dream life of the customers. Dream life of the customers. Something I don't like is just having it be a number. Let's say making 50K a month. I don't really like that because when you're writing a dream life, you want people to envision it. So, what I really like doing is seeing sales notifications pop up on your phone. That's one of them, right? That's one of them. Or maybe waking up in a in a in a Miami penthouse. And then let's write one more, just because three's a nice number. Let's say maybe finally retiring your parents and seeing them cry tears of joy when you tell them. Those are some good dream life scenarios, right? You can envision all of these. Like when you look at your phone, you can imagine notifications popping up. Waking up in a Miami penthouse, you can definitely envision that. That feels amazing. And retiring your parents, you can imagine that rush of just feeling good. While in while if you're just saying, oh, imagine making 50K more per year, or maybe making an extra, maybe making half a million a year, that doesn't seem that just seems like another statistic, right? So you can't really imagine that. I mean, you could imagine it in your bank account, but then that's just a number. Am I right? You gotta sell the lifestyle. So there are pain points. Pain points. Try um dropshipping is entrepreneurial. Anything entrepreneurial, I write this is a pain point. Wants to get out of the ordinary. That's one of the pain points. Second pain point probably is doesn't hates things that aren't reliable. Even though dropshipping isn't reliable, we're just gonna make it sound reliable because reliability is one of the things that people love. And let's write one more. Seeing, hearing your parents rant about their day. This is just things that we can say that will just motivate them to be like, shit, I really need to change something. I need to do something with my life. Okay, so this is basically enough of what we need to write a good testimonial. So right now I'm gonna pause this real quick and I'm gonna write it. Okay, so I'm back and this is a pretty normal story. One, two, three, four, five, six lines. Pretty simple. Also, I just want to add that writing a VSL is literally zero. It is very chill. Literally doom scrolled for like 20 minutes since the last clip before writing this. Anyways, so first we need some motivation. Brett's parents. Also, remember, this testimonial is fake. Okay, Brett doesn't actually exist. If there's a Brett whose parents conquered cancer and he got a dropshipping course that that made him able to retire his parents early, props to him. But I made him up just now. So, pain points. This was one of the pain points. And so, always complain to needing to work. Dream life, retiring your parents here. And during story time, you will always need at least a line that documents the success. Of course, make it reasonable. Don't say he made 1 million in 2 days. That's crazy. 6 months, he hit his first 10K month, and another 6 months later, he had made 130K over the year. That sounds really, really good, but not impossible, right? And that's what we wanted. So, two sentences for two sentences were are probably for introduction slash making him relatable. This is basically this was kind of filler, to be honest. And then okay, well, this is kind of why he wanted to start dropshipping. This is kind of relating to the customer. So, okay, I'm going to go through every sentence and tell him the use. This one, backstory. This one is to target the pain points. This line is to push people toward the direction. Push and like say something good about the actual offer itself. And then this is talking about also relating to the audience in a good way because he's ambitious. And then this is the the most of the testimonial, and this is also most of the testimonial. This is like the payback, right? This is the what all of this was building up to. 6 sentences, really easy. Normally in VSL, I like to add two. Of course, more is a little bit excessive. I'd rather have two more in depth. I would advise not to go past three. And if you want the testimonial part to be longer, you can just go more in depth into each. This probably takes like a minute to. This is probably like a minute in a VSL, and I'll probably have two of these. Having one of these is gives the delusion that it's just like a one time thing, you know? So I like two. And that's basically what writing a VSL is like. And the last thing I have to say about writing a VSL is that the VSL, the testimonial doesn't have to be real. There's no, there's no such thing as copyright or like people are going to cancel you. You're not you're not putting a claim in a court of law and stating something fake. You're just writing about this, and you're not guaranteeing anything. You're just giving an example. You're giving the illusion that you're guaranteeing something because you're coming up with a character that's really similar to the audience, and you're coming up with a story that's really similar to the audience, that is really believable to the audience, and the whole purpose is to sell something. But that's not making any guarantees. If you make a guarantee, then sure, you might get in trouble with the law. But having it implied is not. And that's what you need to do, because if you don't have a testimonial, well, of course, if you have a good testimonial, of course you can, like, of course you should use the real ones first. But if you can't, if you're just starting out or you're working with a business that doesn't really have any doesn't really have any testimonials yet, you can you can kind of make them up. And of course, they're not going to be as good as, oh, parents had cancer, motivation, comeback story. Of course, they're not going to be as, the real ones aren't going to be as crazy as the made up ones, but you can still, the point isn't how crazy the story is. It's about how relatable the person is and giving people motivation to act. And the whole point of a VSL is giving them motivation to act. So much motivation that they're like, oh shit, I need to act now. What can I do when I act now And then the second part of the VSL is to tell them why, when they act, they should choose you. So 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 they're going to be like, oh, I need to take action right now. I'm really motivated. What action should I take? Buy this guy's course or buy his services or something. That's the whole point of a VSL. And the testimonial is probably the most important part into getting someone motivated to buy, because seeing someone just like us succeeding makes us feel like we are succeeding, which is a pretty goddamn good feeling if you're able to do it well. So that's how you're supposed to write a testimonial. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll read them, probably. I will. And I'll see you next time. Peace.